Yes, people, welcome back to DR Sports for another weekend preview show. We've got some incredible guests on the panel today. But before I bring you those guys, remember, you must know by now that this video is brought to you by Fairplay Exchange. It's a wonderful app that allows you to place real money against your bets, against your mates, without the need for the old cashola. No commission. You take 100% of the winnings and it's free to download. So let's give you an example. You both put a tenner down, the winner keeps 20. The app is designed to get you bragging rights against your mates. You can bet on whatever you choose. That's the unique thing about this app. You can just create a bet. You don't have to take the bets that you're given. You can create anything, whether your team will win a game, how well you're doing a golf match, how many pints you can down. You'll win that one. And it gives you the bragging rights against your mates.
Presumptuous. You might not even drink beer.
Oh, I've had a few pints of him, don't worry about it. And he was beating me. He was beating me. On DR Sports on Thursday, Abby here, she actually bet that Man City would win against Arsenal. So Arsenal won, as we know. So whoever made that bet, check your accounts. You might have some money in there. If you signed up last time but didn't accept the bet, you can do that now and your winnings will be deposited. Right now, because it is the international break, we are giving you a free £5 to add to your account. And when you're registering, you can use the promo code INT International to receive your free £5 bet to play with your mates. Make up your own bet. So for example, I bet this man on the show on Monday that I will smash him up £20 for best of 3 on FC24.
Extra emphasis. You didn't say smash, you said beat me. Now he's going to smash him up.
Did you lose that?
So what, do you want
AGT?
No, I haven't played yet.
When are you?
And I won't be losing to AGT.
Hopefully today. So we'll let you know how that one goes.
I'll win on that. So.
But also, if you refer a friend, send them the link. They will also receive a £5 free bet, and you can put on a bet between yourselves this weekend. Me and Flex, as I said, have made that FIFA bet. But you can make up anything. And if you do enter yourselves within that, you will then be entered within the chance to take home the Holy Grail, Lionel Messi's 2022 World Cup shirt. So make sure you're 18 plus and you're gamble aware. The link is in the description. Smash that link and get involved. It's a good old party in that app, I'm telling you.
That's good.
There's some digital cash to be won. I was going to say cash, but that's the whole point of the app.
Actually, I've got the app actually, and I made a bet with my boy about KSI beating Tommy Fury.
There's another one.
If that happens, he better retire.
Yeah.
No chance.
What? Yeah, but I'm not. Listen, everyone thinks Tommy's going to win, but big up KSI, man. Yeah, man.
You're going to say that, obviously.
Yeah.
Who do you think's going to win, though? Yeah, I'm joking.
No, don't do that. KSI, I know you're going to win, man.
There was a preview that you did for this fight.
I did.
And we'll have all the reaction to that fight from Saturday night. So big up to you, Cecil. We've got Nikki, we've got Abby, we've got Flex and Cecil on the show today. Let us know where you're watching from. No Robbie. Sunning it up in Dubai, I'm hearing.
Yeah,
so very, very nice few days ahead for Robbie. You've got a nice holiday to look forward to tomorrow as well.
Jamaica,
so I'm happy for you.
Is it me on Monday?
Could just be.
Wow.
It could just. We've what to talk about as well. But anyway, we'll get into the previews for the international break now on the weekend preview show. Remember to smash that like button, comment with your thoughts on everything that we speak about. If you want to get your comment right to the front of the queue, do send in a super chat if you can. Ask the bill payers permission, if they even still say that. It's a bit of a 90s thing to say that, isn't it?
SMTV Live, mate.
Big Brother's back in AGT, so he's trying to get that spot.
You're watching on catch up, so do not vote now, mate.
Do not swear.
Please do not swear. You want another one?
And if you make a bet now, you could still be charged, unfortunately. 15p to text. No, I'm only joking. So,
I love this show, by the way. I just want to throw it out there.
Yeah,
big up this show. This is a great. This and the roundup. I'm a big fan of it. I watch every week. Abby, please don't come for me. I know you're very confident right now.
Don't
shots.
No. That's not how this works. No. Don't say please.
You're
Don't
getting
come
the
for
wrong
me.
vibe.
If she comes for you or tries to say something,
yeah, but
none of this. Please don't. Don't even give her that.
Listen, you know I love you, right?
Oh
I love you.
But round this
I will
table,
come
there's
to you
no
if I need
love.
to come for you.
The
thing is, you come on an international week, so there's not much really for me to come at you for.
So we can just ease up on this one. It's a nice one.
She'll find a way. She'll find a way.
Anyway.
Listen, even though there's no Premier League game to talk about, still loads to talk about. England play, as we know, tomorrow night against Australia. I'm wondering if your boy will be there in the crowds.
He went to see the team.
I'm sure I saw that video.
So nice.
Enjoy your lunch, boys. That's what he said right at the end. This is Friday the 13th. A scary night for some, if we're having it right. Friday the 13th. 7:45 kickoff at Wembley tomorrow night. The Three Lions face Australia in a friendly at Wembley before taking on Italia for the Euro 2024 qualifier 4 days later. A really interesting game, this one. I'm looking forward to it. We know the squad. couple of questions that I'm about to ask you guys in relation to the picks that Gareth Southgate has made. Again, we see the likes of Jordan Henderson, Calvin Phillips, and your boy Harry Maguire in the squad. Jarrod Bowen, Ollie Watkins, Eddie Nketiah, Levi Colwill also in the squad. But, and this is the big question that we're opening up to the chat right now, Sterling, Nick Pope and James Ward-Prowse omitted, and we also know that Saka went to the squad, was checked by the England medical staff and then sent home.
That was always
much to the joy of Cecil and Mikel Arteta. It was a very silly decision. But anyway,
Good.
this squad has now been announced. Some massive omissions. We'll come to you first, Nicky. When you're seeing the likes of Sterling, Pope and Ward-Prowse all missing out, what's your initial reaction to that squad announcement?
Do you know what? Initially, with the Ward-Prowse thing, I mean, I can only speak about that really because it's, you know, he's part of my club. Look, I don't care whether he goes with England. I'll be honest. I'd rather him stay with West Ham. You know, he's very a vital cog. I'm an England fan, but for these friendlies, I don't care. But for the player, it gives him a bit of a lift. Now, initially, when the last squad was announced, he was left out. I thought it might have been like a farewell thing for Jordan Henderson. You know, last squad, he's gone out to Saudi. You know, get him in, say goodbye to the staff, say goodbye to everyone. When I see this next one announced, and I still see Maguire. Look, I can understand to a point Maguire. He likes Maguire. Phillips, I can't really understand it. Not playing.
Mental.
Pep obviously doesn't trust him because he didn't even play in the game against Arsenal. You know, he's got Rodri.
Rico Lewis was ahead of him.
But to put Henderson in, what is Henderson going to do for, you know, for Southgate? What's he going to do now? He's got no future with England. At least Ward-Prowse is playing well. He's got a couple of years left in him. You know, I think.
Is he disrespected, Ward-Prowse, for you?
Listen, it's not. I don't think it's disrespect, and I'm sure it's not meant to be disrespectful. But I don't see the point. I don't see the point of putting Henderson in. Henderson offers nothing. He's offered nothing for a long time for England. No disrespect to Liverpool. Liverpool is very important, but I'm saying for England, Rice took his position a long time ago. So what's the point in keeping putting him in? Ward-Prowse at the moment is playing well. He's got something like 7 goal contributions.
Yeah.
In the Premier League, playing for West Ham. I don't really see the point.
Make a good point. If you're sticking with Harry Maguire and that, who wins a lot of headers for England and, you know, gets goals from set
7
pieces.
goals for England.
Exactly. There you go. You bring in, in my opinion, you bring in Ward-Prowse. That's why I asked if he's disrespected, because I think what you're spot on there. He would offer more than what Jordan Henderson would do for England. So, that's a weird one from South. But Southgate, you know what? He loves these favourites, but. Is that against him though?
So what it hasn't keep doing? Picking him till he's 50? Do you know what I mean? They said it about the World Cup when he went to the World Cup. He offers a lot around the place, and Roy Keane said, "What's he doing? Like
he a magician?
What does he offer?
Discreet. Does he do his job though? That's what I'm saying.
What is he doing around?
That's what I'm saying. What's he
What
there
is he
for?
doing? Yeah, what is he doing? Is he doing the ironing? What is he doing? You know what I mean? I don't really understand.
Well, listen, it's
why
a valid
people-
question. It's a valid question. I'll come to Abby now. Nick Pope also out. Sterling also out. Nick Pope, I guess, a mixed start to the season, but Sterling's definitely picked up in form. When you're seeing players like an Eddie Nketiah, with all due respect to him, getting in the squad over someone like a Sterling who has been there and done it with England, is criminally underrated in my opinion. If you're Raheem Sterling and Eddie's getting in ahead of you, how are you feeling right now?
Well, I think you'd probably be quite pissed off. I mean, there isn't really another word to say that.
And Eddie's never played for England as well.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. This is not saying Eddie Nketiah shouldn't be in the squad, because it's good to get these younger players coming through and giving them the experience to do so. But I do think that it shouldn't be at the detriment of having people that are proven also for England. With Raheem Sterling, he has bailed England out so many times. It's not the first squad he's obviously been left out of either. But it just seems to be. I don't think you can necessarily base it on. You can't base it on club form, because we're talking about the likes of Calvin Phillips and Harry Maguire. I know he's obviously playing in recent weeks, but you can't blame it on that anymore, because these are players that have obviously performed for Southgate in the past, but they're not really performing at a club level anymore. So he is picking these players, including Jordan Henderson, who again is playing in Saudi. You know, he's picking them off of historic performances for England. James Ward-Prowse for me should absolutely be in that squad. And I was reading yesterday about Kevin Nolan commented on it and said that, you know, James Ward-Prowse is extremely down. He's disappointed about it because he deserves to be in it. Yeah. And even for how poor Chelsea have been this season, the one good thing about them has been Raheem Sterling.
He's the best of a bad bunch.
The thing is with that point, right? If it was just that omission, Nketiah for Sterling, you'd say, yeah,
you understand.
He's looking at the future.
Yeah, you understand it.
I would not say that.
No,
that is a disgrace.
No, but I'm just saying, he's looking at the future. He doesn't see a
right.
place for Sterling going forward.
Now, how can you
but
see
if you're saying
how
that,
can you see a position for Jordan Henderson?
But this is what I'm saying. This is what that's where this is where this breaks down, because he's still picking Henderson. If he wasn't picking Henderson and it was just Sterling and Nketiah, then you'd say, yeah, you know, he's looking at the future. But he's still picking Jordan Henderson, so the whole thing breaks down.
At this point, you might as well call up
At this point, might as well just sack him.
Jeff Hurst. And them, guys there, if you're going on history.
I get the argument, right, of having people that have been in the squad like Henderson in terms of experience. I understand that, but I don't think it should come at the detriment to somebody else.
And for a friendly against Australia,
I don't think it's
do you need
necessary to do
that's what it is.
Flex is shaking his head. I know he's not happy. Talk to me about the names he's put in the squad versus the names that have been.
The Sterling one's mad, bro. Like, honestly, Sterling, I keep saying it, and I always bang the drum for Sterling. I think he's the most disrespected player of this England generation. Honestly, because some of our favourite players, and I'm not afraid to say it, Lampard, Gerrard, Scholes, in an England shirt, I'm telling you now, Sterling's up there, if not exceeded what he's done in an England shirt.
Beckham?
There was maybe not so much Beckham but I'm saying with a lot of our favourites, he's up there in an England shirt with doing real stuff for England, carrying them through, right? And as a career, the career he's had and how people just view him, like he's just not this elite player.
His numbers are crazy.
I know he could have dropped off since Man City, and
back in the,
you know what I mean. He's been fantastic, and Gareth Southgate. My biggest issue is just you're just lying to us. Then you're just not being consistent. Because again, if someone can have a wobble and not be playing, but they're your guy, Harry Maguire, Jordan Henderson now, Calvin Phillips now, because Calvin Phillips in that Euros, he was amazing. He was, you know what I mean? He came through with Leeds at the time. We're like, bloody hell, he looks good. Then he gets onto Man City, and then it's been bad ever since. But he still got in every time, because at a time when we needed him, he helped get us through to that final. Fair enough. But to then when that in that same tournament, Sterling single-handedly got us out of the groups.
Yep.
Sterling was single-handedly scoring big goals when Harry Kane weren't doing anything until the last stages of that tournament to get us through. Like, Sterling's always ever present for England. So where's his credit in the bank then? And it wouldn't even be a token gesture. You wouldn't even be just putting him in because of that. He's actually doing all right now. Do you know what I mean? And last year at Chelsea, nobody was good.
More than all right. And that is exactly it. If he's going to pick Maguire to sort of protect him, then he's abandoned Sterling.
And go the whole 9 yards for Maguire as well, by the way.
He's backing him in the press. He's picking him in the squad.
The last international break, the last international break was obviously all about Harry Maguire, What do they do? As soon as it gets back to this one, let's choose Harry Maguire to be in the press thing and do the presses. So we talk about that again. I don't get it.
Very similar situation. Harry Maguire is the press's go-to guy. They're hammering him at the moment. But it wasn't that long ago. It was Sterling.
It was Sterling. It's been
Sterling
exactly.
for a long time.
And he's come from that and still hit levels.
He's
and
the most
back.
And now he's not getting in. I know he's your guy in that. For Nketiah, I know we can look for the future.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Nketiah ain't even going to kick a ball.
Listen,
he might against Australia. But I'm telling you now, well, if it gets to Italy,
I hear what you're saying.
It's a qualifier. Who do you want come off the bench or even start in the game? Sterling all day, even now, at this version of Sterling.
Well, then actually the argument is about, you're saying it's a friendly as well, then this is the point. Why are you picking Henderson? Why are you picking Calvin Phillips? Why are you picking Maguire?
Yeah, that's more annoying.
If it's a friendly, then why don't you give people a chance
but the squad is for 2 games, though, isn't it? There's one competitive and one... So you have to have them in there, innit?
Yeah, so by logic, we know what. Sorry to interrupt you. We know what's going to happen come the Euros. He's going to pick the exact same squad that he picked for the Euros and for the World Cup, and there'll be a few people that are put in, and people like Raheem Sterling will probably miss out.
By that logic that we're all talking about, then, do we all think that the likes of Eddie, Levi, Jared, Ollie Watkins are actually going to play not only against Italy, but surely all of these guys have to be playing against Australia?
Not
surely.
Italy.
I don't think they will. I've seen
not all
it
of them.
before.
Not all of them.
Start either.
It'll be a mix and match.
All of them surely have to play against Australia.
You'd think you'd like to think so. Bless you.
But
you'd like to think so. But the method to the madness with Southgate, who knows?
Because we saw in the last game, Colwell's sitting on the bench. Gay goes off injured. You've got Colwell there, and you bring on Harry Maguire.
Mate, you couldn't wait to bring on Harry Maguire
after 5 minutes.
That's what I mean. And look, that was unlucky, yeah. But
that was unlucky.
But what I'm saying is,
Harry Maguire.
It stemmed from Gareth Southgate. Couldn't wait to double down and say, Harry's my guy. Like we know he's your guy. You don't have to keep proving it to us.
Yeah, we get it. We get it.
Just try some other stuff.
And then what did he do against Scotland?
Score no goal.
Don't get it.
It's just I just think he's putting him in the firing line. And I've been a Southgate defender for a long time, but as an old friend of mine used to say, it's time to go. It's time to go.
It's tough, innit? Because I've been a Southgate defender as well, and I actually like international football.
He's done a lot of good stuff.
He has, and I don't.
It's hard to defend him now, though.
Yeah, that's what it is. He's holding on to these. I don't know what it is. Traditions, beliefs. Having Jordan Henderson walk around ironing clothes. I don't know, doing pantomime stuff and keeping there for a good spirit. Who knows? It's behind you, but good in the dressing room.
It's not rude. Like people think.
No, it's not.
People think like if you want Southgate to leave. Like he's got us so far, don't be rude. Like, listen, he's made us believe in the team. He's actually made us realise how flipping good this team actually can be as well. And he's just reached like a natural shelf life, I think.
I agree.
I think this evolution of this team, because if you ask the players, they'll love him. They'll absolutely love him, especially these young players. And
they'll back him to the hills.
100%.
They will,
and having come through working with the 21s into the senior level, it proves that that's actually quite a good thing to do. So when the likes of Declan Rice or Saka or Smith Rowe or Rashford or whoever it's been at a certain point have been in under 21s with a manager and then they come through, great. That's the pathway we want to create for our national team. But we've also seen the bits where he's fallen short, where it's like, okay, this is where we need to go on. And we thank Gareth for everything he's done. It's not rude. It's not sacking him because he's a disgrace and all that. It's just saying we need better.
He's taken the team as far as
we have to stop this mentality.
It's almost going backwards now. He's taking it to this level.
It feels like.
And slowly
that's what we've got to.
We're just happy to nearly win. I don't even think it's going backwards because after the World Cup, I was very much like, I still think we should stick with him. He's done a lot for the country and a lot for England as a team. I don't think it's that we're moving backwards. I just think we're at a lull. Like we're at a bit of a standstill and we're not moving forwards. And I think with the young English players that we have,
can't waste it.
Let's not waste another golden generation of talent. Because we don't deserve to do that. There is so much talent.
It's
in
scary
that
what we've
got. Jude is doing.
It's scary.
There's so many players.
When you look at the likes of, Zidane, what he done at France '98. One player can carry you through a whole tournament. They had a team then. No striker that scored a goal in that France team. That's mad. When you see what Jude's doing now for Real Madrid, to waste that
10 goals, 10 games.
I'll even go to say
he could win the World Cup.
I'll even go as far as to say an Mbappe in France in the last World Cup. He obviously they didn't win it, but he carried that team a lot in big moments. And like you said, what you're seeing Jude doing, and we have other players in the England side, which we're going to get to at some point in the show about. They're levels, and you can't waste another generation
what I think you need
of
is
English
variety
players
in the squad, and I don't think Henderson is not offering any variety to Phillips, and he's just picking the same players because he knows the system. Good managers will change the system. Will have variety in the squad to be able to. You need someone to knock the ball about. Chuck Ward-Prowse in, he'll be able to do that. 100%. You need someone to create.
Exactly
Madison.
As a Liverpool fan,
Sterling's another angle that you put him on. He will cause you. He will ask you.
As a Liverpool fan, though, be honest on Henderson. Obviously, he means so much to you and your club, and you know his attributes better than all of us. Even though he's gone now, and you might have seen the decline last year. Can you see any reason why, he will bring this or he will bring that, or do you think he shouldn't be in England?
If I'm honest. Maybe the first time he was in a squad after he left Liverpool, I could have said, yeah, well, listen, he's only just left. He might still be able to contribute with experienced leadership. Now, no. If
What's
I'm
the
really
difference
honest
now?
The difference is, over there he's playing in front of 5,000 or 6,000 people. And
also
you talk about experience.
It's got to be the quality
the quality of the league.
Yeah, if you want someone who brings experience, bring Sterling into the squad because he's been playing for England now since 2011, 12.
And he's playing at the top level, a consistent.
For sure. Look at the clubs he's played for, and again, you guys, I don't have to go on and say how much I respect Henderson because I think that's already out there. But when it comes to England, Euro 2024 qualifiers, it just seems to me and it's the same with Maguire, it's the same with the other guys that he keeps on choosing. Sometimes the same with Jordan Pickford as well, in terms of is he the on-form goalkeeper?
I agree with that.
He always gets picked.
Massively.
And I think now it's got to the stage where...
I don't really mind Pickford now.
Henderson and Southgate need to have a chat.
Sorry, were you calling for Ramsey?
Your guy's not even number one anymore. You don't even play football no more, so you're definitely going to get picked.
Here she is. So this is what you're talking about. This is what you're talking about. Oh, okay. He's better.
He definitely ain't gonna play now. He definitely ain't gonna have a shout now. He can't play. He don't play. He don't play no more.
He fucking plays Calvin Phillips.
There's no need to swear. There's no need to swear, man. I'm just saying he don't play.
Oh, I see.
Cecil.
He picks Calvin Phillips. Does Calvin Phillips play?
Cecil.
Does Calvin Phillips play?
No, you're talking about starting number one for England.
Yes, but he's better than Pickford in my opinion.
But he don't play no more.
Yeah, but nor does Calvin Phillips, but he picks him every time.
Different.
Neither does Henderson, neither does Maguire. Your argument is true, and I think, Sven-Göran Eriksson, let's say he was the same manager. I think he would have had big reservations about playing players that weren't playing in the Premier League. How we've almost gone back on that to say, you can move to Saudi, you'll still get a spot.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
In the tradition of the game, the upkeeping of the English football traditions, we're going backwards in that sense. Because it's got to a point where, you can play anywhere. Don't worry, you're my guy, man. I'll always be
sentiment.
I'm 38, mate. What do you mean? Stop picking me.
This might be quite harsh because obviously you don't want to question what he's done for England. But as a manager, is it better for him and safer for him in terms of keeping his job to just stick with what he knows and the formations and the plans that he's set out over the past kind of 4 or 5 years?
But how long can he be the manager for?
Rather than having the variety, not necessarily knowing tactically what to do with all.
It's exactly what he's doing.
So he's got. If he doesn't know tactically, then we've got to get as a manager.
But then as a manager, as if you're looking at what you want for your England team, obviously he's going to go with the safer option. But as an England team, he's obviously scared of having that variety to actually test himself as a manager.
That's weak leadership, in my opinion. Jack says Gareth is good for team morale and organising darts tournaments. How the F is Henderson in, says Biran. Ward-Prowse for Henderson's, says Walida. I mean, they're all great shouts. And to be honest, would any of you take Southgate as your club manager?
No.
It's resounding, isn't it? So how he carries on keeping... Well, we know how we're talking about it now because he keeps picking the same old boys club. And, they'll back him to the hills. But if you're a Eddie, if you're a Levi, you might even have second thoughts. If you're getting into this squad and you've not played a professional senior game, you could easily just switch allegiance.
Something's happened with Ben White, by the way, as
you
well.
Wouldn't take Southgate?
Something's happened with Ben White.
You wouldn't take Southgate over Ten Hag?
Stop being stupid.
Come on, bro. He gets the best
Stop being stupid. When you wanted Arteta out, would you have taken Southgate or would you have...
No, but he gets the best out of Maguire.
What would you have done?
Southgate could work for you, though.
Stop being stupid.
I don't know if he's... the tongue came out. Pause, but yeah. But yeah, listen, let us know what you think to that one.
No, but the Ben White thing, no, seriously, something... Obviously, when he left the tournament for personal reasons, we don't know what it was. But the fact that he's never been picked since and Ben White has been playing brilliantly, like, there's no excuse for him not to be in there. Something has happened.
I don't know what it is. A big fallout.
Something has happened.
Something
massive. Bro, it has. It has.
I don't know. Ben White is very just...
He's been playing brilliantly.
Yeah, but
do you know what? Your smile tells me you do know.
No, I don't. Bro, there's no inside.
He's done something.
Inside information.
Send in a super chat to see what Cecil knows.
Ben is just very... He just does what he needs to do. He doesn't socialise much. He's very just gets on with
life. Probably maybe he don't like being around the camp, or he didn't fit in, or he's like, don't really like the egos here. I prefer to just be at Arsenal with Arteta. Is what I like. I don't know what it is, but something happened because he's good enough and should be in the England squad. And since that obviously occasion happened,
if Southgate moves on, I'm sure.
Exactly, bro. You can still be a nice guy and be good around the place, but if you've had a falling out, to me it looks like that link has just been cut and there's no coming back to me.
There's no until we change the manager.
Find out what actually happened or the manager changes, nothing's going to change there. A couple of super chats coming in. Patrick says, shame about White. Not saying he's the best, but I like the idea of the dynamics. Him and Saka would be really nice for England, even though Trent is there.
That would be
Panel, Anthony asking us, Longstaff or Sterling, who deserves a call-up more this season? I've debunked your Sterling delusion.
No, Longstaff's been good.
Different players.
Longstaff's been good. If you want to put another central midfielder in there.
When are we going to get rid of Southgate, says Jax. Question for you all. Rooney as manager. We will be speaking about him. Don't jump the gun on that one. We'll be speaking about him later.
Come on, Wazza.
Eddie Howe. We won't win anything until we've got an elite manager. Listen, I think in terms of England, I think people thought, maybe not now, but people thought that Southgate was the elite manager for England, with his early tournament kind of success.
I never really saw him as an elite manager.
No, I never saw him.
Hang on, let me justify that because he got to a semi, he got to a final. No one's done that. So in terms of England managers, the bar's low. So if you get to that, you're all of a sudden you're one of the best.
It's the most progress we've made
ever.
since '66.
It
bro.
It is. When you look at it like that, I hear that.
You don't say,
but you don't say Southgate elite man. Do you know what I mean?
No,
You don't really
but
put it
I think
together.
If you put him in the bracket of how much someone has achieved for England, you would probably say you're right.
But it's such a catch-22 situation.
I could just see it.
But you don't like it.
But I could just see a project with him. It was a safe and steady wins the race manager.
Yes, man.
You had all of these stabs in the dark. You're going for Roy Hodgson, Fabio Capello. Like, there's no rhyme and reason to these people. He was a safe man. They knew he was a yes man. Yeah. They knew he'd stabilise everything. They knew he was a nice guy.
But he did galvanise England, though. We've got to give him respect.
He did.
Because he made us believe.
Yeah.
Like, he
We're
did.
not, the key word is made. He made us believe.
Yeah, now it's over. Yeah, I agree.
So let us know
They made the dough, let
what you
someone
think
bake
to that
it.
one.
Yeah.
That's true. Southgate is a politician,
nice
says
analogy.
Just Kevin. Potter for England, says Majib. Southgate is a clown, we'll never win anything with him, says Wahida. Southgate out, says Hellboy.
Straight to the point.
Roffle, England ain't getting Pep. I haven't heard of Roffle for a long time. Is that
Roffle?
rolling on the floor laughing? What was this, 2008 or something? Roffle copter and that.
It's MSN days, boy.
Yeah, literally.
Trust me.
But that one will continue to roll on that debate. So let us know how you feel about that.
Reply back, ASL. I'm old, man. I know. That's how long ago that was.
Yeah. Nudge it. Do you remember you used to go, the ones that used to go on the window, like on the screen?
Yeah, come knocking
like,
on.
yeah, on the guitar.
I think this was the game. You might know this, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it to do with your 7-0?
No.
Oh, I thought it was
Thanks for reminding me.
Liverpool though?
England, Australia was a game. What did you say?
Is it Liverpool?
Nothing. So that's why I said you'll know this. Let me say it. You sausage.
I'm a fan of the show.
You always normally find a way in it. It's getting back to Liverpool somehow. So I was just asking.
I was actually going to ask you about
Just
that.
that's all.
So England played Australia 2003. Rooney makes his debut in that game. Francis Jeffers and Rooney up front.
Franny.
It was at Upton Park, by the way.
So, yes, it was at Upton Park. Harry Kewell. I'm trying to think of more Australian players at the time. Timmy Cahill.
Viduka.
Maduka. And then it kind of ends there.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Yeah.
Brett Emerton.
Brett Emerton. Yeah.
Played for
Blackburn.
Lucas Neal.
Lucas Neal.
Look at you.
Dirty player.
This
Blackburn as
old
well. Blackburn and West Ham as well.
Yeah, West Ham.
Dirty player. Horrible. He smashed Carragher, got him a leg break, I think.
We nicked him off you. He was going to sign with you.
Yeah, he was. Glad we didn't.
Apparently, I'm really showing my age by saying MSN. I think, am I not the... Are you younger than me?
No,
Are you younger than me?
I'm younger than you.
You won't have MSN.
I don't know if I am actually.
Of course he did. He was.
Are you mad? I had statuses.
I feel like you are.
Are you MSN or BBM?
No, I never really. I was going to be BBM era, but I didn't like BBM.
Oh no,
I'm a Samsung user. I was always away from the.
You didn't have a pin.
No, I was away from the crowd. Apart from MSN.
In the common room.
You definitely had BlackBerry.
100%.
You definitely had BlackBerry.
BlackBerry, yeah.
I stole several Blackberries.
Allegedly,
yeah.
There's no evidence though, is there? Allegedly. So you can say what you want.
I'll tell you a story about it after.
Nicky's got the best stories.
Off air, Nick. Off air.
Schwarzer as well, good goalkeeper.
Yeah, Mark Schwarzer.
A little bit disrespectful for us not to mention him, but yeah, that's a good game. Score predictions for that one on Friday night?
The England game, 2-0.
Any Aussies making that trip, by the way?
I don't think they'll be living. They'll live in the capital. Just be going to the game.
Are you not going? Because you know Aussie and.
I was meant to be going, but I'm doing something else Friday night.
Ooh, what's she doing? Anyway.
I'm going to Mickey Flanagan. Nothing
Oh,
really
nice.
exciting.
Going
That's exciting. Mickey Flanagan's funny.
Yeah.
You're going out. Score prediction then?
Prediction.
Never know with England.
2-0.
Yeah. 2-0. Yeah, around the same.
2-0. I'm going. This really should be like 4-0.
Don't do that.
Yeah, but don't do that.
You know you're. Sorry.
It should be. It won't. I even regret saying it's not. We're not going to concede.
It's a much changed team as well. You
It's
don't know
gonna
what
be
it
0-0, man. Big up the Socceroos though, man.
3-1.
Yeah.
3-1 England.
Who's scoring the goals?
3-1.
Ollie Watkins.
Maguire
Gets to that.
Maguire header from a corner.
and Maddison.
Oh, nice.
And Madison.
Oh, nice.
That's who's going to score.
I love that.
I like that.
I'd like to see Jordan Henderson on the pitch instead of just entertaining
You don't
the
have to
team.
do that now. That's just rude.
Nah, I think it will be.
Respect, man.
England is just. I like international football, but for a friendly like this, it means nothing. Maybe I'm gonna go 1-0, England. Yeah, 1-0.
Will it sell out? Do we think, at Wembley? 90,000?
Pretty much. Not far off.
Yeah.
If it's
86,597 to be there.
Imagine if it was.
That's another fair play exchange bet.
Yeah.
What were the attendance?
Let's go
to the
closer
nearest
to
10?
the attendance. No, to the nearest 1,000.
The nearest 1,000.
10's too easy. I reckon it'll be like 84k, something like that.
I just told you how many to be there.
But maybe, you weren't listening. No, listen, we could do that one on Fair Play as well. There is also a game tonight, Spain versus Scotland. Now, if you remember correctly,
Scotland.
These two teams played each other a couple months ago.
Are you?
Scottish.
Sorry, what?
What? Court Scottish, mate.
Yeah.
My
what
nan,
side?
my nan's like as Glaswegian as they come.
Really?
Yeah.
And your other nan
that
is
set?
as Jamaican as they come.
Yeah.
That's a good mix, man.
Love that.
McFlex.
Flex.
I'm going to get you a show with McFlex on the back.
I was going to say, it sounds like McDonald's.
True. Man like McFlex. But as you remember, this game caused a bit of controversy in the last time they met last month. Spain actually lost 2-0, and Rodri came out and said they're a rubbish team.
Yeah.
That don't
Hold
play
that,
football.
Rodri. Hold that.
All right, and then
Scotty
Scott
T.
McTominay came along and
Scotty
went,
T.
Hold that.
Oh, you rate him now, yeah?
Yes, I do at international level. Yes, I do.
Let's talk about Scotland, because they are on the brink of qualifying for Euro 2024. They need 1 point from the game tonight to secure that. They're playing in Seville tonight at the Estadio Sanchez Pizjuán.
Be careful there, man, because if you get overexcited, they put you up in their gods, man. You can go right over the inside.
I mean, you went there last year.
You been there a couple of times, man. I've been there twice and lost. Got slapped up twice, man.
But you know what? Let's put some flowers on Scotland's name a little bit, because Steve Clarke has come in. I've heard on the TV Scotland fans saying this is the most excited they've been about watching their national team play for some time. Steve Clarke is a sound manager. What do we think the future looks like for Scottish football, especially if they can get a result tonight?
I mean, I'll be honest, I don't watch that much Scottish football outside of
Scottish.
whatever's on early on a weekend. But I think the expectation is...
Some good players in that squad.
Yeah, there are some good players in the squad. I do agree with Flexer. I think McTominay on an international level is actually very good.
Brilliant.
I think that's actually what we saw more of on the weekend, him playing in that position that's a little bit
Same as
further
Maguire.
forward.
Maybe United the problem.
Let's stop bringing up
quite
man's name
possibly.
into it.
Sorry.
We've moved on to Scotland.
He's like to pile on people. He's having a tough time as it is, and you keep bringing up Maguire.
It's just not really very nice, is it?
You've seen.
Oh, you're on his side now. All right, cool. I see what we're doing now.
But yeah, I mean, look, if they're happy with Steve Clarke, that's good. I think it's always been a little bit dreary in terms of Scottish football and about what they can achieve. Obviously, we know how much they celebrate whenever they have to play us, and it's a draw. Like, maybe they'll actually get some success now as well.
Any Scottish fans in the house?
I don't mean to. I'm coming. I shouldn't have done that.
Absolutely diabolical.
I take that back. I'm coming to Celtic next week.
Yeah. Oh my God.
You're moving mad.
To be fair, Celtic don't really rate
I mean, it's
Scotland
always
that tough.
unprovoked. Like, nobody told us to do that,
I congratulate you on that 1-1 draw.
Nah, keep your nut
Against
down,
us.
Avi.
I remember that one.
They don't play up there, man. But yeah, Nicky, some decent players in that side. You've got the captain Robertson, you've got Tierney, Scott McTominay, McGinn-Iniesta, the Scottish fans call him. Decent team.
He's class.
I think Clark's been like our Southgate. He's just steadied it. They've
start.
been really bad. Yeah, they've just been really bad. Probably some of their players have been a little. I think they've got a tradition of underperforming and letting them down. So yeah, I think to qualify in a group with Spain and beating them to need a point tonight, I think it's brilliant.
Yeah,
I think it's great.
Yeah, listen, really close to doing the business. You've got Liam Cooper, Nathan Patterson there. You've got in the midfield Callum McGregor, captain for Celtic, Billy Gilmore, Scott McTominay, Stuart Armstrong, who's doing well in the Championship, John McGinn, Ryan Jack. And then up front, a little bit lacking maybe, but the likes of Ryan Christie's there, Shea Adams is there as well. Lyndon Dykes normally starts up front for them. The kit is unbelievable, by the way, for Scotland this year. I have to say, that is crisp, it's fresh, it's clean. And Spain, not really maybe the force that they once were. You're still playing with the likes of Morata up front. Do we think that they can get back to, I mean, it'd be good to hear Raul's opinion on this as well, but do we think they can get back to where they once were?
I think they just had a golden generation. When you look at what they had, Torres, Iniesta, Xavi, Puyol,
Busquets.
Ridiculous.
David Silva.
Who was the other guy up front? He used to play up front with Torres.
David
Villa. Like unbelievable. Just a generational talent. Yeah.
Crazy.
Jordi Alba.
Yeah.
Just like restart, it's just in that next phase.
Yeah, they're just.
But it's happened with so many different teams that they come
Brazil.
out that Brazil, and also kind of like I feel like the Dutch team as
well.
Like there's been so
they got Gavi,
they've got all this. They've got young.
They just need to be a bit more potent.
Yeah.
When we was at the World Cup, I watched a couple. We did a few Spain games in it, and they were just pass.
7-0 against Costa Rica, I remember.
Yeah, but
no potency to it.
There was just no bite. You know what I mean? Like you say, all bark, no bite. That's literally what they were like. They're just missing the killers.
Like that. They have. I know even their golden generation. I mean, obviously they could finish, but
they're killers.
No, I know, but it was always football. It was always football.
Yeah, it's all been proper. But when it comes to the final, putting the ball in the back,
Torres
different.
They had like Villa, Llorente. When he
Morientes.
Morientes. David Silva.
It's a joke.
That is actually
It's a joke.
mental.
It's a joke.
Raul.
Yeah.
Out Raul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So,
Pedro?
like, I just feel like, exactly, Pedro. I just feel like they've got a good, actually, young crop of players coming through. To be fair, when you look at Pedro, when you look at Gavi, players like that, these are top draw players in the future.
We will see if Scotland qualified tonight. They're playing at 7:45.
That'd be brilliant if they could away at Spain. I think they'll do it. It's only the point anyway.
Have a nice drink
but
tonight,
that would be amazing for them.
I remember when they came down to
Tough
London.
arts though. That.
Oh my days! Those videos of them in the city of London.
You know what? They've got
in the fountain.
There's crackers in it,
Just, bro,
man.
I can't believe it.
I can't lie,
In
man.
the Thames.
They're one of the best.
Couldn't believe it. The tube, bro. Anyway. The video.
Yeah, Ben, backing up what you
fans.
guys saying, Spain have been missing a ruthless striker for a long time now. Let's move on to the news yesterday that came out, and it's that Birmingham City have appointed former England captain Wayne Rooney as their new manager. Joins the club on a 3.5-year deal from DC United. Now, this one, on the pitch, it stinks for me. Because John Eustace doing a great job with Birmingham. The Birmingham fans were actually really up for the season. They were buying into it. They're actually, they've got Nike on board. Tom Brady's on board. They did a little collab with Undefeated. I've seen on their tracksuits, which is all looking good. On and off the pitch, things were improving. Maybe not where they wanted to be, which is obviously back in the Prem. But things were improving. Yeah. And they were all behind John Eustace. Now, and I'm not saying it's directly Tom Brady's decision, this move. But when you kind of dismiss the good stuff that's been happening on the pitch to bring in a big name, to me that just stinks. And it's obviously a financial move. I don't want to hear that you're telling me that Wayne Rooney's on pitch football is better than John Eustace's in the Championship. Yes, Rooney has managed at Derby before. He's got experience in that league.
There you go, Dan.
But for me, and I'm going to open it up to the floor now as well, it stinks. And the narrative that I've seen from Blues fans is very much, we didn't want Eustace to go, but come on, let's get behind Rooney.
Yeah, because they're going to have to, because they've got to support their team. They have to. Can't be toxic.
And they've seen them talking, they're getting excited now. But for me, I don't see that as, and time will tell, obviously, but I don't see that as a clever footballing move. To me, it's a financial one.
Reeks of failure.
Yeah.
Reeks of absolute disaster for me. It's one of them ones where it's just names, isn't it? You see in the backroom stuff like Ashley Cole and
John O'Shea, mate.
John O'Shea, yeah. Just people that, they're just names. And I just feel, with all of this stuff that you was just mentioning about these collabs or this, but it just seems like they're trying to make it like a franchise.
Become like a new like a Wrexham. Obviously, no disrespect to Birmingham fans, it's not the same as Wrexham.
No,
you disrespecting all these.
I said no disrespect. It's not the same as Wrexham. But in terms of having that narrative around, Tom Brady taking over a club, they're probably going to do a Netflix documentary. They've got all those legends as backroom staff and a manager. Like that's the initiative.
It's a lot of pressure on Wayne Rooney, as we've seen with a few of our golden generation turning into managers, with Lampard, with Gerrard, with Rooney. It ain't easy. It ain't easy, and we've seen some of them fast tracked into some jobs where we're like. I mean, to be fair to Gerrard, at least had a bit of credit in the bank over at.
I'll be honest with you, with Rooney,
Rooney's
Derby,
done okay, but
I thought he'd done a decent job at Derby.
Mate, not decent. He done an amazing job with the points deduction they had, which if that wasn't there, he would have kept him up. Like people forget that
21-point deduction.
Yeah, they just see a relegation on that and think, he got Derby relegated. That's not the story of what happened.
And they weren't playing. They weren't playing that.
But him coming in, like I said, when John Eustace was doing so well, though. Listen, time will tell. The owners might be able to say, look at us now, mate. We're pushing promotion. You lot all laughed at us.
Maybe.
But if that doesn't, that has to happen for it to work. Because if it doesn't,
you can also turn the
No, go on.
you can also turn the place toxic by doing that. If you replace a manager's doing
well,
putting you in the right direction,
I know
that slips.
you've got to get wins quick.
Let me give you a little quote here from the CEO of Birmingham. Gary Cook said, "We're incredibly excited by Wayne's arrival. When the opportunity presents itself to appoint a manager who shares your ambition and is both a student and a great of the game, then you act." To me, I don't see how the opportunity presented itself. You created the opportunity. I don't.
Well, he already left. Big undefeated.
He probably see him in a bar. Would you fancy managers here?
Yeah.
I'm bored over it. Let me come back.
But Rooney, as you mentioned, Nicky, is supported by Ashley Cole, John O'Shea, and we've also got Cole Robinson and Pete Shuttleworth there, who were both assistants for Rooney at DC. Not one mention here of John Eustace, and thanks for your time at the club. It's all about Rooney, and again, it'd be interesting to get an opinion of a Blues fan. But
I want to echo what you said. No, they're not.
Don't get twisted though.
Exactly how you
will be gassed. Some players will be gassed.
Players will be gassed. Yeah, some of the young players.
To get to learn off Ashley Cole, to get to learn off Rooney. But as we've seen, you get to learn off Lampard. You get to learn off Scholes. Gerrard. It don't mean that you're going to go out on a Saturday at 3 p.m. St Andrews and win.
I was with a Blues fan literally. It's 2 days ago, and how he opened that is exactly how he feels. He was like, "Listen, I'm sad to see the manager go." It didn't really make sense to me, but like you just said, we're going to get behind him. But it didn't make sense. We were actually buying into. We weren't bad. We were buying into what
shoestring as well.
The manager was doing. Yeah, so I don't know if there's Blues fans in the chat, but he's literally everything you said.
There is someone
we've got
here,
a Blues fan,
Shaz Iqbal, who said, "As a Brummie, we had a decent manager, and after 10 years, and then got rid of him for Rooney. We've got no choice, but now we have to back him. He's here."
That's harsh, that isn't it? Because it's like,
especially if you like the manager as well.
I just don't think it'll do Rooney any favours.
If he goes wrong,
if he goes south, he's gonna. I think
it's gonna fall even more.
Exactly.
Well, if let's say he does go well, is he destined then to manage in the Prem one day?
United?
You've got to prove it.
Yes.
Everton.
No, not United?
It'd be Everton all day. I thought, to be honest with you, when I heard he was leaving DC before that,
he had a chance to go to Everton.
I thought it was going to be Everton.
To be fair, that's actually not. Everton.
No.
If he, they might join them, innit? They might just meet them. No, it's true though. I'm just saying. He might just come down. He might just go, you know what? It's about par. We're about 8th. They're like 9th in the Championship.
But just out of curiosity, why couldn't he ever manage United?
Because he's got to prove it, hasn't he?
Well, let's just say he proved it at Birmingham.
We're not just going to put like a manager in for no reason.
Not right now.
He wins the Champions League.
Just what I'm saying. He's got to prove it.
He's like Ollie. He said not like Ollie.
He's Man United's. He's got exactly. So that's the reason. So you learn from your mistakes. It's like Harry Kane. If he retired tomorrow, would you take him as your manager? You probably would.
No, I love him.
I mean, if Harry Kane goes and wins stuff and proves he's a serial winner, he might be able to get back to Spurs and do it with you as the manager.
Maybe. They're not even top of the table, are they?
See?
Where does John Eustace go now, though? Because he had that trust of the fan base, and again, it's a split camp between players and fans that wanted him to stay, and ones that are welcoming Rooney in. But where does he go? Do you know what it reminds me of? Darren Moore, at Chef. When you just got them up and
do you know what?
Let go of it.
He's got like West Brom written all over him, I reckon. Someone like that.
Rooney?
No, Eustace. Yeah.
Oh, Eustace. Yeah.
They're not doing well.
Yeah, just someone who's meant to be up there.
And then get him going again. Yeah. I hope he does.
Well, listen, let us know how you feel about that one. Just to quickly remind you that this international break is brought to you on DR Sports by Fairplay. We're giving you £5 free to your account when you register using the link in the description. Using the promo code INT, you receive your £5 free bet to play with your mates, and you can bet on whatever you want. Is Rooney going to get another hair transplant this year? You can even do another one. Will it work? Will it actually stick to his head? He's been through 2 or 3. And if you refer
talk about the goats like that, bro. You're disrespecting the big man.
Your
goat.
You know what I mean? It's your goat, not mine. You know what I mean? If you refer, it's Scouser as well.
It's Scouser.
If you refer a friend
together, I thought you liked
through the app, they will also receive a £5 free bet, and you can put a bet on anything between your mates this weekend. But if you do sign up, you will be automatically entered into the prize to win a Lionel Messi jersey from the Qatar 2022 World Cup. And it's signed as well. It's not just us lot signing it. It's the big man himself with the little man.
We're not signing it in case I put you on.
It's better than the Robbie Savage.
It's not just us signing it. Messi signed it as well.
Yeah, it's a bit better.
Just him, little old man.
So if you want to be entered into that draw, you need to be over 18 and, of course, be aware of your gambling. The link is in the description. Download now. And remember, accept the last bet if you haven't already. You could find yourself with a cheeky extra £5 in your account as well.
Before we move on, I know this is your show and you're hosting, forgive me, Al, but go back to just international, back to England. Do we have any world-class players? Well, how many do we have and who are they in the England team?
I think we've got some.
I think we've got some as well.
Got a few, I think.
We've got at least 4.
I think
Like
Kyle
Kyle
Walker.
Walker.
Yeah.
Kyle Walker.
Harry Kane.
Trent.
Oh, Kyle Walker's in there. Trent?
Trent's world class. Look what he's done the last 4 years.
You're right.
He's a world class footballer, and he's actually a midfielder.
Is he a world class right back? Because that's where he gets picked for.
Oh, he's a midfielder. Look.
He's a midfielder now.
Midfielder.
So he's world class. He's just moved in there.
No,
Yes.
He's moved in there.
Well.
He's moved in there yesterday. There is world class.
No, Southgate actually kind of started playing him in midfield before Klopp did, which I rate. But I'm saying footballer. Jude Bellingham is world-class footballer.
Jude is in
Trent is a world-class footballer.
Walker.
Declan Rice is
Wait
a
a minute.
world-class footballer.
Jeremy Lynch is a world-class footballer. I wouldn't be picking him for England. Of course he is.
Go and ask Fabrice Remember that.
He's playing right back. He's not a world-class right back. He's playing in midfield. He's not a world-class midfielder.
Footballer.
Yeah,
Footballer? But Jeremy Lynch is a world-class footballer.
No, Nicky, he's a world-class freestyler. He's a world-class freestyler. He's not a world-class
footballer
footballer.
then?
No, because
ball.
ask Doyle. It's very different.
Is Trent
is
world-class?
world-class.
That's a big debate.
What, to be 25 and have completed football already?
I'm
You're
not
saying
sure
he's
about
not?
that.
I'm not angry.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm thinking about it.
What he can do with the ball, not a lot of people can do.
But defend
The way he manipulates
in his
that
position.
football.
Yeah, the problem.
his
No, but the
position.
problem is it.
Go back to
This
that.
is this is my problem with England actually on Trent, because if you had a manager like a top, if you had Pep or Klopp managing England,
be a
yeah,
joke.
Get the
like
world class out of him.
imagine you can get Trent in that team. Where how he was protected at Liverpool in their pomp.
Yeah.
So you saying, I don't know, say you had Walker right centre back, so you're saying, listen, when Trent goes, you just become a free, you'll be all right. Declan, you get over there and help out. And then I tell you what, Trent, you get in and join in with Jude, yeah? Jesus Christ.
Can you imagine?
Do you know what I mean? So he is.
He's
he
got
is
the
a
potential. He's got
I
world-class.
get what you're saying because we pick holes in his game and he's not
No,
the best right
but
back.
you've got to
Footballer
find a
though,
position for him to be world-class.
Yeah.
You can't just turn around and say he's a world-class
Yeah,
footballer.
I get it.
What
He's
I'm
on the
saying
brink.
is,
He's-
Southgate has found that.
He's got world-class
He was playing him
ability.
in midfield before.
But he's got
but you can't
But
say
what I'm
now
saying
that
is,
he's a world-class
he's a world-class
midfielder.
ability. He's got world-class
I didn't say that,
ability.
bro.
No,
I
he
said
said he's
footballer.
footballer.
I know, but then
Nah, he is.
No,
He
I'm
is.
trying- no, it is.
Your
I know
question
it is.
was
Yeah,
who's
yeah,
world
yeah.
class. You didn't say who's world class defenders,
He does
midfielders.
things with the ball.
Bro.
Yeah, that,
Okay,
like,
okay. So
some
we've got.
respect,
So what have we
please.
got? So we got Trent. You got Jude.
Let me go through the squad.
Put
I'm
Paul
not gonna
actually.
say
Put
it.
Paul. Is Trent world class? He's a good one because I think a lot of people would say no for why you're
Trent
saying.
is world
Saka.
class, says EK.
Bellingham.
So we'll go through the squad. Goalkeepers, none,
I'm with you.
in my
Quite a
opinion.
lot.
No goalkeepers.
Defenders, Kyle Walker is world
Yeah.
class.
Yeah.
There's an argument to say John
Stones.
Stones is world class as well. Trent,
Just
Jude,
below.
and Rice. Are we saying from the midfielders?
Trent, Jude, and
World-class?
Rice.
Jude and Rice.
Jude and Rice is certified. Trent's gone to the panel.
Oh, he's certified
You
now.
just
Rice
said
is
he
certified
though.
world-class now.
You just said Trent is world class as a footballer.
Can Stones go to the panel as well? I know he's won it.
What
Can we
about,
get-
what about Foden? What do you think about Foden?
I think Foden's wicked.
I love watching him, but is he? I mean, he's won it.
Depends what we value
It's
as
Pep's.
world
It's
class.
Pep's fault why I can't make this because he
I hate
doesn't.
this world class
Yeah,
debate,
it's hard.
man. It's like you need a real definition and categories that you have to and criteria that you have to hit.
So what? Because would you be saying Foden needs to play more games, like because he's been behind like
More-
David
yeah.
Silva and he's been behind like Mahrez, and he needs a chance to like
Again, though,
be
he
the
is
guy.
a world-class
But Foden's unbelievable.
he's a
I think
world-class-
Grealish is not world
world
class.
class. What he can do with a ball.
No, Grealish is not world class.
He's world class. So we'll have him in there.
Harry Kane's world
Harry
class.
Grealish,
I
No.
just said no.
definitely no. Harry
that's
Kane,
mad.
it goes without saying.
James Madison, world class.
I don't know about world class there.
We're just working out if he's Spurs class. We're just a bit more. We'll have a bit more games than 10 to work that one out.
It's unreal.
You literally went and
It's
bought Mason
unreal.
Mount for 60 mil.
Yeah, and he's
You could have had
yeah.
Madison for 40.
No,
Are
we
you
don't,
okay?
we don't need him. We've got
A
Bruno.
world class conversation
you
for
don't
around
need-
Madison
you
is
don't
crazy
need
though.
James.
You had a little man start
I'm
putting on
joking.
little numbers because you didn't have a correct
Let's-
midfielder. You're talking to big man teams who had like people like Bruno putting up numbers,
But
them
what-
little
but
cute
what-
numbers for years.
What have you got? 'Cause you
So I mean-
you just scraped.
I mean, 8 games. That's what I said. I just said I need a bit more of a sample size. That's all.
Oh, okay. Just,
But better
I've
than 8
seen
games.
your
Where-
sample size.
Yeah, I saw Tottenham near the top of the league this time last year, and it all went to shit.
Where
so-
are we at?
sorry.
So we're midfield. So there's quite a few now. We've gone quite a few. We've done midfield. So
We have done the midfield and the
Rashford?
forwards. We've got
No.
Rashford, Saka, and
Saka, yeah.
Saka's the only one who can.
Saka's not.
I think you've got to look at we're world class.
Saka's world class.
Wow.
Not yet, and I don't think Rashford.
He's extremely close.
I think consistency.
He's very
Saka's
close.
done it in
He's very
every.
close.
I know he hasn't done in Champions League.
Nah, Saka's world class.
Saka's
Bro, yeah, for England.
He's world class. There's not many other wingers in world football that
Come
you're
on,
saying
bro.
can do what he's doing.
No.
All right.
Is Sterling world
world
class
class.
then? Yeah.
We've asked the poll then, is Trent world class? So far, 60% say no. So
that'd
keep
be
that
the
one
case.
coming through. Rice is not world class, says Rocks.
He's more than world class. He's one of the best players
Saka
in
is
his
not
position.
world class.
I'll be honest, I'm with
Rashford is
Nicky,
better.
watching
That's
him
what he
is-
does. Trent is clear of Saka in terms of world class debate, says Machiavelli. But there you go. We'll keep that one rolling on in the comments. Let me get through a couple of super chats before we move on to Eden Hazard, because a lot to talk about him. London Nomad, when it comes to celebrating draws, Abby knows how that feels. Glass houses, Abby.
Oh, sorry, was that from an Arsenal fan?
Again, let us know who you support. He's got a picture of a cat as his picture, so it's difficult to say. Clara Bitsy is always sending in super chat. Shout out to you, Clara. It's been 30 minutes into the show and we haven't even discussed someone. Sorry, I'm trying to zoom out. What's going on with this? It looks very weird. Yeah, it's kind of stuck on me. But basically, Clara's saying it's 30 minutes in, we haven't even discussed Eden Hazard. We've got to that point in the show right now, so don't worry about that. Right, Eden Hazard at the age of 32 has officially, guys, retired from football. Some would argue he's potentially one of the best Premier League players of all time. Some would say maybe he retired 4 years ago when he actually went to Real Madrid, hasn't played. No, you laugh, but some people say that.
Shots fired.
What a career in terms of his run at maybe Lille and then definitely Chelsea. Where does he rank for you guys in terms of a Premier League great? Let's open the floor about that one.
He's right up there. He's right up there. I think the problem with football today is people want the new shiny toy and people forget how good people were in their pomp, and people are obsessed with goals, assists, numbers to basically say how good a player really is.
His last season in the Premier League, what was it? I think he got 16 goals, 15 assists. They're good numbers.
In his prime,
That's crazy.
yeah, in his prime,
mad.
he was the best player in the league for like 4 years, maybe 3 to 4 years. The best player in the league he was. He was like between 3 to 4 years. He was the best player in the league. Yeah, he was. And in them, like, he won Young Player of the Year twice. He won Fans Player of the Year once. He's won everything at Chelsea apart from the Champions League. He was absolutely clutch. He was one of the only players that you would have man mark job. What the hell are we going to do for Eden Hazard? Like people do the Salah thing straight away. And this is what I don't like as well. When someone retires, instantly it brings up the debates with other Premier League greats like Salah is. Yeah, and I just think like it depends what you watch your football for, because if you just want your goals and your numbers, your longevity, of course Hazard can't talk to Salah in that breath. But in terms of who I would pay my money to go and watch, and who would get me off my seat, who would make the hairs on my arm stand up, and who I'll be absolutely bricking it against every time I play against, every time he touches the ball. I know Salah has a bit of like, he can play shit and then all of a sudden he scores. Like, he's unbelievable. But as a technical footballer, the way he plays the game, it's like saying Ronaldinho didn't do it long enough and didn't have the goals and assists. But you ask certain players.
Ronaldinho is.
I'm not saying no. I'm not saying he's the same. But I'm saying in that ilk of like, he didn't do it long enough, and the way he played the game, big players will tell you, Ronaldinho's the GOAT. Yeah, but Fernando Torres scored all them goals. Yeah, but David Villa, but Ronaldinho is the GOAT. Iniesta didn't get goals and loads of assists, Xavi, but they're great because of the way they play the game. Yeah. And he falls into a category where it's not going to be backed up by, if a youngster's never seen Eden Hazard and didn't know and tried to look at the stats,
you had to be, it's like one of those things you had to be.
You had to
there.
see him.
It annoys me though.
You had to see him.
I remember his last season,
so
we
good,
played
yeah.
Chelsea. Chelsea weren't great, if I remember rightly. And he scored this goal against West Ham. I've never seen anything like it. I have never seen anything like it.
It's them. They'll be
Honestly,
stories
he gets the ball in the middle of the field.
The aliens, bro.
He drops one shoulder, drops the other
I
shoulder.
remember
That's
that
goal.
goal.
One, skips past 2, skips past 3, skips past 4, skips past 5.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
hate Chelsea with a passion, and it's a big derby.
Yeah, same. I
And
hate them as well.
I just
That's what
stood there
annoys
and
me.
I just looked at my mate Ryan. I said, Fair enough.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do
Fair
when
enough.
someone's got that.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like that is the
Get
ability.
the white handkerchiefs out, you know.
Yeah, it was
He used
unbelievable.
to rip us up as well.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Everyone
Oh,
everyone
God.
at this table, he spun. Who did he spin? Koscielny and Coquelin that time. Spent him a little baby.
Don't come up with
Get him out of the bridge.
dude.
He
Move on,
spun
another
them.
memory,
We had to put Ander Herrera on him and say, listen, don't let him move.
Every
You know what I mean?
player,
But
if you speak to footballers though and they talk about him, they say they worry. They didn't know how. And do you know what it is? His low centre of gravity.
Low centre of gravity,
gravity.
and he's small, tiny, but
powerful.
strong.
Yeah.
Tree trunk
Strong.
legs, solid. Can't
Yeah,
push him off
yeah.
the ball and that.
Yaya
Wicked.
Toure
good.
said he used his butt. Quite
Yeah, he did.
He had a little Brazilian back there. Yeah, he did definitely.
I'll be honest.
For his time.
And in the 2018 World Cup as well, he was the best player at the tournament.
One
like,
thing,
he was
yeah.
brilliant.
One, he played for Chelsea, that pissed me off. Two, I was lucky enough. I've met him, and he was arrogant. But you know what? He was cheeky arrogant. As in, he was I could understand it. I know them sort of players that are just they're at a level. I saw him at a Nike event, and he was bantering me basically. That's what
saying Arsenal dead.
Yeah, not like that.
So how many times I spun Arsenal?
He was just
Baku in
which
that.
really, that's why it really
He was
annoys
already
me.
through, got Champions League, still beat you to
I'm
Champions League.
quite annoyed that we're giving him flowers because I don't like.
No, but you have
like
to
him,
be
but-
neutral, bro. You have to call it as it. He
I
spun
know,
all of our
I
teams
know,
at his best.
I'm giving him the flowers, bro. He's an alien. He was an
I don't think
alien.
you can be annoyed at it. It's there for debate because he has retired. But I agree with the whole don't compare him to Salah thing because sometimes you can just watch two good players.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the end of the world. You don't have to pick a side. It is what it is.
If you was to pick an 11, it'd definitely be in contention.
it'd be in contention.
You know what I mean?
sure.
It'd be-
As a
Yeah.
prime
Being
player,
contention.
100%. As a Liverpool fan,
Absolutely.
though, be honest. Like, does it annoy you that people are doing that straight away? Are you like, come on, bro, he's not
Do you
better?
know what?
What do you think?
It's past the point of annoying
Because he is better than Salah.
the numbers speak for themselves if you want to look at it like that. But in terms of an out-and-out player that I would consistently choose every single week, it would still be Salah. But that, again, Flex, don't get me wrong, that doesn't take away how many times I've seen with my own eyes how good he was.
Yeah.
He scored 2 incredible goals for Chelsea at Anfield. And I know the Chelsea fans are extremely emotional.
That one when he
and-
cut in from the side and then
yeah.
near
I mean,
post.
it wasn't as bad as what people thought because he only won 2 out of 9 games at Anfield. I think I saw a tweet saying he used to own Anfield. No, there's none of that. But in terms of what I saw with my own eyes, bless you,
Thank you.
what a footballer. And you bring in the Liverpool thing about it. I'm still choosing Salah just because of the consistency. The
And
levels
you
of
would, if you're a
fitness.
Liverpool fan, you're not going to replace
But
Salah.
you
for
say
anyone,
just Liverpool fan. I think most people would say,
Really?
If
No, I'd
you're
have
looking
Hazard.
at consistently across a long period of time, it is Salah. If we're starting a final tomorrow, Salah's starting, and I might
Well, no, we're talking
Take
about
him
prime
off.
Hazard though.
prime Hazard.
Yeah.
incredible player, world class player. But I'm not going to get drawn into the.
Do you
I
have
don't
him
think the
prime?
number. I'm not disagreeing with you, Al, at all.
By
I'm
the way,
not
Bobby
disagreeing.
Firmino's
But I
got
don't
better
think.
numbers than him in the
I
Prem.
don't think the
So is
numbers
he better than him?
always tell the story.
No, Bobby Firmino's different level as well, mate.
They don't.
Let's have it right.
He can't
Prime
talk to Hazard.
Hazard.
You can't talk to Hazard.
Me-
That-
Don't
but
do
that's just a numbers
You know
comparison.
what? And this is why I love Liverpool, because you know what? That same stat, my Liverpool friend in our group, of course, because they always find a way. He sent me that. He was like, "Yeah, but look at Bobby. I tell you what." I was like, "Listen,
You know they love the stats.
Bobby Firmino, wicked, Premier League great as well,
Yeah.
unbelievable player. Not Hazard. It's not.
Yeah, well,
Not
that's-
because the numbers
we
are
know
actually
that, though.
the numbers are
We
actually
know that.
identical. I've got that stat that he said they got like 48 goals each, things like that, in the Prem, and it's like okay, but again, I ain't paying my money to watch Bobby. I pay my money to watch.
He's, as I said, the numbers don't always tell the stories.
They don't,
They
man.
don't always tell the stories. Like
Firmino's class, man.
you'll get 2 players that are, chalk and cheese in terms of ability, and the cheese will always sometimes will have better numbers. It doesn't matter. This is a guy that you had to see with your own eyes.
Yes, eye test.
Yeah.
And
Had to be
appreciate the talent that he had.
I know you hate Chelsea. I did this on another show, and I had to rethink it because I spoke impulsively, and I thought about it after, and I thought, do I still think that? Where is Hazard in the all-time Chelsea players? Because I jumped in the moment. I said he's third,
I'll be honest with you. I'm not.
3.
I don't think.
but then it was like someone said Drogba's higher than him,
I love Drogba.
and someone said, and then someone else was like, actually Cole's higher than him,
Zola's there.
and Zola.
But
I think it goes.
Where is he?
Lampard,
Premier
Yeah.
Premier
Terry,
League.
Yeah.
Drogba, Hazard.
Okay, so you having Drogba above Hazard?
Yes.
You have to ask
Longevity.
Is
Matisse.
Ashley Cole not above Hazard then?
No.
They have the most ridiculous
not for me.
teams.
You talk about an invincible like that. See you.
Very Ashley Cole, just smooth.
You need to ask Matisse that question.
Yeah, I'd love to ask Chelsea.
qualified.
Actually, Chelsea fans, can we? Where do you rank Hazard in the all-time greats? Because, like you said, you have
What
got
Drogba done for Chelsea?
You have got Zola
He's
as
without
well.
question
What
top
Drogba
five.
done to Chelsea?
Some people will say he's the best, but you can't discredit Lampard like that. You can't discredit John.
No, they're the top two.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
But then
What Drogba's
it's
done-
a toss-up between him and
Because
Drogba.
Drogba turning up in all the big
Bro,
finals,
big game.
clutch.
Aye, what he
Big
done?
game.
Hazard.
Yeah, but Drogba, bro.
So was Hazard,
Didier
to be fair.
Drogba.
Oh, that's
Big
the
mo-
hard
like,
question.
That's a good
No,
talk.
yeah, but
It's a
Cole's
good one,
there.
man.
And then you can have someone like Ivanovic is
Bitch.
probably there. Carvalho.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's good.
But that's not.
But yeah, but
I don't
that's-
think we're qualified enough to answer.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
But you
don't
have to
either.
ask Matisse that question.
Yeah. Matisse,
But
if you watch it.
those four you mentioned though, I don't know.
Makaleli. Forgot about him.
No, not top five. Come on.
Makaleli.
No, because then you can.
He was
chuck in
so
Ballack
important to
and-
them.
No, he was amazing, but not top
Joe
five.
Cole.
Joe Cole.
Top
No,
five.
no.
You're talking about top 10,
But not
15.
Robin.
Mad.
Robin.
Yeah.
Robin Fair.
Top five.
Who was the other?
Nah, not top five. Not top five.
They've
Not top
had
five.
they've had
Not
a-
top
they've
five.
had
These are
some
honorary
big-
mentions. They're not top five.
These
The
are
top five is them
tens
big
that
first
Nicky's
man
saying.
we mentioned.
Yeah, 100%. Well, let us know. That one will continue going. We've heard top four. We've heard Drogba, the best striker
Kante as well,
of Chelsea,
bloody
says
hell.
hold up. Hazard is probably top three. Zola, Lampard and Terry, says Ethan. Drogba, Lampard, Terry, Zola, Hazard, Vialli, says
Yeah, Vialli as
Ishak.
well.
Shout out Vialli, man. Rest in peace. Hazard was a nothing player, says Rick James.
Well, that's just ridiculous.
Not sure about that one, Rick. A great talent, but went a full year
making
without
my
scoring
brain
a
go.
Premier League goal. Never turned up in the Champions League, says Rick. Czech is up there as well. Disrespect to not have Czech in that. AGT is chatting rubbish, being a Liverpool supporter. That's like him saying he'd choose Salah over Ronaldinho because of the consistency. Like, be serious and take the bias away.
Would you?
But again,
No
don't
way.
try this one.
There's no
I
way.
know,
What?
yeah.
No, but longevity.
go.
No. If you
try
could
that
have prime Ronaldinho at Liverpool, or you could have.
It's just a ridiculous question.
So what
Why is it? One's a goat and one's not. What? Who would you choose?
You disrespect the style a little bit there, but
Yeah,
it's
come
always
on,
wrong.
man.
But go on.
Go on, what?
Who would you choose? Who would you choose?
Go on.
Salah.
Go on.
Salah.
So let me throw this back to you.
No, I'm asking who you choose.
Give me the
Who'd
years
you
that we're
choose?
looking at Ronaldinho from.
There's a peak. I'm saying in
give
the
me the
peak.
years.
I'm
Are
saying
you
in the peak.
considering it?
Give me
Here's
the years.
prime Ronaldinho.
Yeah.
So when's
What
prime
years,
Ronaldinho?
though?
What's that? 06, 7,
Definitely
5,
not
4.
07. He was at AC
Yeah.
Milan in 07.
Whenever prime Ronaldinho is, whenever you know it
Oh,
is,
03 to
doing the
04.
thing against Chelsea
03
with
to
a toe
5.
punt into the top corner.
So 03
yeah,
to
04,
2 years.
05, yeah?
2 years.
Prime Ronaldinho or
2
prime
years.
Salah. That's all I'm asking you.
Go on. You're not.
But 2 years. Is that what you're giving me?
I don't care.
Sample size
I'm not
small
asking you about longevity.
To be fair, you do
Sample
love
size
sample
small.
I'm not asking you about
You do like a
longevity.
big sample
Yeah, but we're talking about it's been seen and done.
Ronaldinho.
He doesn't. He always loves a big sample.
I'm asking you about prime for prime.
So what Salah's won? 44
It's not 8
goals?
games. I'm not asking for 8 games of Ronaldinho.
We can't do
We're talking about a few
stats
years.
for this though.
Yeah.
We can't do
He's gone
stats.
down
for
in the
this.
game as
and
a
it's
great for a
Ronaldinho.
reason.
I'm
You're
not-
a bad mind for putting
he's
this
an
question
artist.
on
I'm
me, though,
asking you a
'cause
question.
The comments are going mad. at me
No,
right
but
now.
come on.
Prime
It's not stats,
Ronaldinho.
It's
It's just a football question.
So we're doing
Ronaldinho.
03 to 05 versus what?
Mate, I don't stop telling me about
What are we
years.
doing here?
Just prime
You're talking-
Ronaldinho.
Okay, so give me the years in which he was prime.
Just
then.
say Ronaldinho.
03 to 05, and say
Versus
Salah's
what?
best season.
40, 18?
44 goals.
When was that? 18,
I'm taking Salah,
19.
bro.
Salah over Ronaldinho.
All
All right, cool.
In those
Just leave it at that.
sample
Head
sizes,
title
yeah.
there.
Leave it at that.
Salah
But
over
again,
Ronaldinho.
Is Salah
Just for clearance, right?
You made your choice,
also
don't
think
feel
it
clearance.
was another-
There's no clearance.
Clarence.
Who's Rachel?
No say
You're
off,
not
mate.
getting my words all combined and that. But
Clarence,
again,
if you're watching, this
do
is
not
just for
take
you, bro.
Clarence Seedorf, if you're watching, let us know how you feel about this debate. Join us in the
You
pod.
said prime Salah over
Look,
prime
even
Ronaldinho.
Hassan
I think
texted me
this
saying,
is
tell him
another-
shut
this-
up, Mo Salah all day. Mo
Cool,
Salah,
all right,
Mo
cool,
Salah,
yeah,
But
Mo
this is
Salah.
another
Cool,
one. This
all
is
right.
another.
That's what we're
I
doing.
was saying. The numbers don't always back it up. Ronaldinho's numbers is probably not as good as Salah's.
But he is
Probably
Henderson won it all. Would you have a prime Henderson or a prime Zidane?
Ronaldinho
You
is
can't
art. Honestly,
mate, Jimmy
see, for
Traore
me,
won the
to me,
Champions League,
For me, it's
Ronaldo
like,
didn't.
do you know, for football, Thierry and Ronaldinho, like that is, I can't believe Ronaldinho is a magician. The way what he did in the game, I know.
No, you're saying Salah's
he's
better
not
than
a
him.
magician.
You're just saying Salah's best version. You're just saying the best version of
Football
Salah is
debates
better than the
are
best
crazy,
version of Ronaldinho.
See, now they're all saying delusional AGT. Get it clear, boy.
You've loaded him there, bro.
How have I loaded him?
He's done you. He's
All
done
right,
you.
then,
He's done you
ask
bad.
me.
Him back.
No.
Yeah, man.
I haven't loaded. Ask me then. Ask me. What? Ask me if I want.
damage
prime
has
Salah.
been done, and you're just gonna do.
How's
the
that
whole-
loaded? We're football fans, and that's something you talk about.
Prime Cantona,
Yeah.
Prime Bergkamp.
prime Cantona.
Really?
Yes.
See, this is what I mean, man.
Yeah.
These prime
Why?
questions
Why?
are
Yeah.
moving.
Cantona's the reason why I support Man United. Cantona's an absolute icon. Cantona had the arrogance, he had the power, he had the pace, he had the finesse. Obviously, Bergkamp's wicked. Bergkamp did it for longer as well.
Things he done with the ball.
Cantona should never have retired when he did. Just
29.
just packed it in and said, I ain't coming back.
It's sacked off.
But
Yeah, I've done it.
Yeah,
that's my choice. That's my choice. Yeah.
Them
That's
prime
his choice.
questions.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing wrong with it. It's your
Respect the
choice.
But again, I'm not saying that he isn't incredible. People
you're
need
not.
to remove the whole comparison thing because what a player, Ronaldinho, what a player, all these other guys who've mentioned, Hazard, but
Just not better than
He's
Salah.
killed you.
he's killed me. He
Salah
knows
over
what he's doing.
Ronaldinho is
Killed him.
mental.
Listen,
He's given me a loaded
I agree with
double-barrel
him.
shotgun.
How's that?
And-
You'd
I
say
agree with
Salah
him.
as well.
Yes,
Yeah,
I would.
you'd say Salah. There
Thank
you
you
go.
very much, Nick.
I agree with
What
him.
would you say?
I'm one of them.
Just can I give you this, right? You can have a great time watching Ronaldinho. He's going to score you 10 to 15 goals.
I love.
And there's going to be a few flicks, a few tricks, a few moving of the boots
Bro,
like that outside
he
the foot.
embarrassed-
Or do you want
Bro.
44 goals and 10 assists? What do you want?
I want 44 goals and 10
you.
assists. I don't see enough goals at
I
London
think
Stadium.
there's argument for both.
There is
I
argument
think it
for
is
both.
what you.
I'm here for
I
the
think it's
art.
just what
I'm here
you
for the-
prefer.
I'm here for the art.
Honestly,
You got
Here
these
for the
fans, mate.
Do you know what? I was having such a
R10
good show until that
all
question
day
came up.
long.
But I would have.
You've killed me. You've killed me.
Let's ask a question.
You've really killed me, mate.
On that one, on the Cantona one, I'd have picked Bergkamp.
Okay.
But that's
I think I would have picked Bergkamp as well.
Yeah.
But right, and I'm
I
going
understand
to
what you're saying,
I'm going to sort this whole mess out.
Go on.
It all it's your preference.
bias.
100%
of how you watch
football.
Yeah.
Look at Luis Suarez, yeah.
Best Liverpool player I've ever seen.
Right, best Liverpool player you've ever seen, right? On the eye, he'd run into players, ricochet, get the ball,
Yeah, that'd be
like
on the
just
eye.
score.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? But that was nothing compared to like what Ronaldinho could do with the ball. Like how he played the game. But obviously Suarez
I
would...
don't know. Suarez could
Yeah,
do
but then
loads of goals as well, man.
you make it
It's
like
just your preference.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
your preference
It's how
of what
you
you
like
like.
football
I
to
like
be
the art
played.
of goal scoring.
Okay.
I like the art of. I like a.
So the guy's just gonna
like a Shearer.
So in 5 years, so in 5 or 10 years, could you end up saying Haaland, like because he's on that trajectory,
Yeah, I
just
would say
scoring.
so. Yeah.
I tell you what, he's the best striker I've ever seen.
AGT
Yeah,
is disgusting.
Yeah.
Just
You know, AGT keep that same goals, assists, energy for Lampard versus Gerrard debate. Pfft, says MC Anthony. Let's get into a couple more super chats before we leave. AGT, you're delusional. Cheers, Flex. This is you. This
Why
is.
am I? Why?
No. You gave me you gave me a grenade and ran away from me. That's what you did.
Mate, you could have
took
said
the pin off,
Ronaldinho.
gave it to me. Exactly.
But you didn't.
I wasn't gonna, was I? So you knew what you were doing with the question. Hazard has 2 goals in Champions League knockout. Salah all day clear. Hazard played beautifully, but if you want 40 goals and 10 dribbles over 10 goals and 50 dribbles, good point, says Vishesh. Right, remember, this video is brought to you by Fairplay Exchange. We do have the international break coming up, so we've given you the code INT to put into the app, and that will give you £5 free when registering. You can have a lot of fun, can't you, Flex, with this app. We've already made a few ourselves. Abby has been quite controversial in our partnership with this app already, but it's what you want to see.
That's what you want to see.
2 clear goals. It was only 1.
Obviously, Matisse
barely,
and I have our
but
own bet. That needs to actually be entered onto the.
Yes,
onto
that needs to
the-
be
that was an outside
documented for sure.
KSI winning this weekend as well. Get that on the fair play bet.
That's not a bad shout either. We'll have that for you as well over the weekend. Cecil's going to be involved with that. But if you refer a friend through the app, they will also receive £5. So you can really share it around. Me and Flex have made this FIFA bet, which we'll be going to discuss very shortly. But when you sign up, you will also be chucked into a draw to win a signed Lionel Messi 2022 World Cup shirt. Users need to be at 18 plus and gamble aware. The link is in the description, so please go and download that now. And guys, Nikki, Abby, Flex, Cecil, what a pleasure. Really good show. Thank you so much for coming. Really appreciate it. Go and follow West Ham Fan TV. We've also got United View, Cecil on AFTV. And Abby's just out here.
She's everywhere.
She's on every channel. So just don't go anywhere. Right, guys. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back on Monday with much more of the same. Take care. We'll see you then.